Expired properties for sale, aka expired listing, long days on market. What is the solution? It's a tricky business between real estate agents. Stay tuned, we're going to talk about it right now. It's a war zone out there, Lise. It's a war zone.
You're running late, Mark. Let the world know that you ran late.
That's really late. That's 17 minutes late.
Super late, seriously. And I have to just say, I've got our 17-year-old daughter sitting next to me. We've just pulled over because she's driving. And she's like, oh, my God, I'm going to be so late. So we're going to keep it nice and short this morning, guys. But I do want to talk to you, or we want to talk to you about what's going on out there with expired listings. Mark, I've just signed up my third one. And also I want to talk about what an expired listing is. I think that's internal jargon, isn't it?
Good start. It's a good start.
Which part? You running late?
Yeah.
Bit of Friday banter. So, guys, what is an expired listing? It's a property that's been on the market for too long with another agent, and the vendor just goes, you know what, I'm over this. Why does no one love my property? I've spent all this money on marketing and I just didn't get a result. And then another agent picks up the listing and does, their little magic on it or not, and manages to get the property sold. So we call that an expired listing.
And it's a field of emotions. There's vendor fatigue. Yeah. So the seller's just fatigued. They're just like, man, this is hard work. We've been at this for 16 weeks. There's agent fatigue. The agent's just going, when is this thing going to sell? And they almost become, believe it or not, they almost become scared of the seller because they've just run out of things to say and do. So particularly if they're not creative. There's price fatigue, where it's like, they may have got the price wrong, and they're testing that price has become very hard, and it's like they're dropping and they're dropping and they're dropping. There's interest rate fatigue. There's so many
things.
And the family, like relationships between the owners and the kids and the getting the house ready. It's a field of emotions.
But Mark, I almost feel like it's something that I specialise in. I actually really enjoy taking a listing that's been on the market for too long with another agent.
It's evil, Lisa. It's evil.
No. It's got nothing to do with being evil. I actually love the fact that I'm able to come along and help people. And I've done so many of them now. Good morning, Danielle, I think it is, sorry. I've done so many of these expired listings now that I can confidently say I'm an expert at it. We just sold number 30 Irabel Road in Newport this week, actually. We sold it on Tuesday.
Great story.
This is the most recent one I've done, guys. 30 Irabel Road in Newport. This was a beautiful, beautiful property. Now, it was on the market with the local agent up in Newport. I don't do a huge amount up in Newport, but it was with the local agent up there, I want to say, for upwards of 4 months. Now, I got that property back on the market last Friday, and by Tuesday we were exchanged unconditionally for a price that the vendors were happy with. And I think that's really important to point out. And sorry, Mark, I just want to say that there was no additional cost there to the vendor for marketing. I do not charge a vendor who has been on the market for too long with another agent. I do not charge them marketing. They are burnt with marketing dollars.
We put our money where our mouth is.
Correct. Yeah. And that's not the first one I've done. I want to say I've probably done close to 50 or 60 of these.
Yeah, we've done heaps. I've done, a gazillion. And you know what? I guess when you're that fatigued, it's hard to believe. It's hard to keep that belief system in the process, like in the agent, in the market, in your property, in your price. It's hard to keep the belief going.
So,
and I can see that when they come across a real estate agent like yourself, they just think we're full of shit.
well, look, here's the thing. And so the vendor, the demographic of the vendor, the characteristic is exactly the same every time. It's a vendor that says, we're over it. We're over it. I don't want to sell the property. It's hurt me. It hurt us emotionally, financially, and physically. It's exactly the same conversation every time. And then I come along and I go, guys, I need to have a heart-to-heart with you. What is the price that you will sell for tomorrow? Because if I pick this up, chances are I'm going to have you sold quite quickly. Give me a short agreement. I don't want you getting into a long agreement again, because by then they're like, we do not want to do this for another 90 days. Like, we are not going to be dragged through the mud for another 90 days. And then on top of that, I'm saying, don't give me any more money. I'm going to pay for your photos. I'm going to redress your whole property. I'm going to launch out to market with a whole different price strategy. And I'm going to pay for your realestate.com, your photos, and your signboard if you want one. I don't want any more money. Just give me a chance. There's no risk on your behalf. And so my beautiful Newport vendor, my Newport vendor said to me the other day was, actually, we're really just thinking we're going to stay in the property now until the market changes. And then I've come along and said, that's okay. How long would you like on the agreement?
I can understand
and I don't want money.
But I can understand that, being the devil's advocate and thinking about the vendor's position, and after experiencing all those highs and lows through the campaign, I really get the vendors, where the vendor's at with their thought, with their rationale. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really get that. What the unbelievable thing is, they've been believing that, and that's been pounded into them week after week after week, more and more and more of it. They come along on Wednesday, Thursday, talk to you, they give you their property, and you sell it, and you have a whole bunch of people through, a lot of people through in one weekend. I was at the open, and then sell it on Monday, Tuesday. Like, it's too good to be true.
And guys, can I just say, these were 10 fresh buyers that came through that property. It had been on the market for almost 6 months. There were 10 fresh buyers that we generated. Sorry, my cradle just fell. That we generated and brought through that property. This was a fresh buyer that brought the property. Now, there is a strategy around it. This is not luck. This is not luck that I have taken on board all of these properties that have been on the market for too long and managed to sell them. I'm also not promising the vendor that I'm going to do that.
It's common.
So, Mark, I've taken over 3 more expired listings in the last 24 hours. So, guys, watch this space. I do have some very, very serious conversations with my vendors about price and about strategy and about my expectations. I won't take on board an expired listing if the vendor won't allow me to do what I need to do, because I know what needs to be done. I had a vendor last week that said, no, and I said, look, that's okay. You keep your property and I'll call you when the market's up. I know, as I said, I know what I need to get in and I know what I need to do. And if I'm going to have, my arms and legs tied behind my back, I just, it's not going to work. So
it all starts with trust, I think, and it's hard to trust for a vendor like that after you've been bitten once, twice shy. So you get a vendor that's reluctant to trust after they haven't sold their property for 3, 4, 5, 6 months.
Yes, I agree. In the initial conversation, I agree. I always like to go and meet with them face to face. And, as I said, it's very, very important that I say, what are you guys comfortable with on the agreement?
Yep.
in terms of how long that agency agreement's going to be for. And also, I'm not going to charge you any more money. So I'm literally laying out thousands of dollars. The risk is on me, not on them. So I'm not asking them for anything.
Yeah, but they being the devil's advocate, they're calculating and amassing their losses that they've had over the last after the last 3, 4, 5 months. Money losses, time losses, trust losses. You know, it's hard to trust after that.
I agree.
Having said that, I had a lady trust me with her baby the other day when she went into the coffee shop.
Wow.
I had to remind her I was a real estate agent. She thought about it. She thought about taking her baby away and trying to get the baby to the coffee shop.
Lucky you're a good, honest person. Mark, I need to wrap it up in a minute because I've got a 17-year-old that needs to get to school. But I just briefly want to talk about. Actually, I want to say thank you for some recognition that I received during the week from the Daily Telegraph and the Manly Daily. For being recognised as one of New South Wales' most influential women for International Women's Day. I couldn't believe what an absolute honour. Absolute honour. Yeah. I must say I was flicking through my social media and saw the big Manly Daily story there, and I was like, oh, that's me. So just want to do a quick shout out there.
And also shout out to everyone that supports you, because I cannot believe the amount, just witnessing women support women in business compared to men versus men in business. And
it's incredible.
Sexist. I probably am being sexist, but the way women rally around each other, and I think, is that called feminism? But I don't know. But the way they rally around is just so impressive and liberating, and it's amazing that you don't see guys do that. Not as much, not in a pub. We sort of take it out of each other.
I had a real estate agent.
Well done.
Thank you, Mark. I had a real estate agent the other day, a local Northern Beaches agent, and she had a DY client, and she just flicked them over to me. She's like, you know, I love what you do. You know, could you please help out this person? And when I wrote back saying, you know, thank you so much, if anything comes of it, obviously I'm happy to pay you a referral, she was like, not interested, just look after this person. I was like, I freaking love this. Yeah. It's just, you know, yeah, I agree. The women really do support the women in our industry, that's for sure. And outside of our industry. All right, I'm going to have to leave it there, guys.
The women nest and the men spear each other.
Maybe 1,000 years ago. All right, I'll have to leave it there. I've got to get our teenager to school.
There, guys. Thanks, Lisa.
Glamorous.